Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel. Once again, a new update here on my Star Wars Naboo MOC project, Naboo under Imperial control, and really want to work on that project. That's the status from the last time. As you can see here, we did a lot of stuff. We had some little storytelling. We have added some of the buildings. We have added new lights, and we have added all the stuff from last time. We have Ahsoka here with a lightsaber, and we want to start working once again on that project, especially on the building on the front left side. We want to finalize that building in today's video. So I got some new parts as always, just a little package here with of course a lot of parts in tan and also some parts here in sand green. Sand green very important because we want to use sand green mainly for the roofs in the city, because if you look at Naboo, you might see that Naboo has mostly roofs in that sand green color that also want to add here. Another topic it's very important for me is, especially we have only 4 buildings in that MOC, but I want to have different kind of roof techniques. So I'm adding some of these hinges here to get a roof in a specific angle here. And then I have to think about how I work here in the corners. It's a little bit complicated. I did a lot of testing and tested a lot of stuff. I removed a lot of stuff once again, but at the end I got a nice idea how I can do that with these little edges here. So I started working once again here on the top. I was not quite sure how to do it, but at the end I just put it on a plate here, or more plates on top of it, and then I started working here with a kind of it's a kind of stair mass system here. We have a little gap here, so we have to think about how we can hide that little gap here. And on top, we're going to add some more parts. I just add a little very basic construction inside to hold that bigger plate here on top. But I think that's the right way to have a very nice looking roof at the end for that little building here on the left side. Just have to do the same on the other 4 corners. But then I have to think about how I can hide these little gaps. It's often a little bit complicated, but at the end I got that design for that roof. That's of course not the most stable construction for a roof, but I think it looks quite nice. Also added some little details on top of it. And also I added another trooper here on top, a sniper trooper looking down here on the streets, because as you might know from the last episode, the main storyline is that the Imperial forces are looking for a Jedi. They don't know it's Ahsoka, but they know there is a Jedi in the city, and they really want to find out where he is, who he is, and why he is here on Naboo. As always, it might be a problem for the Imperial force if there's a Jedi here, and yeah, that's the main storyline. By the way, now that building here is done, I also added some lights here on top of these Imperial banners, and just some birds of course also. But I really like the look of that little building here. We have these cold white lights in the lower area, and on top we have these warm lights for the Imperial banners. And yeah, I really think the first building is now completely done, so we can start working on the next. But before that, I got some new parts here. These are a lot of parts in tan, of course. I ordered them at a store not far away from here, from my location here in Germany. And the store is called Kleine Steinewelt. It's one of the biggest bricklink stores here in Germany, and the whole back here is just for free. I was there personally at the shop. It's about half an hour away from my location, and they have more than 2 million parts in their warehouse, so it's a very impressive store. And I started working here on the next house here on the right side. It's also one smaller house. It's the angle is a little bit out of the grid. As always, I have that hole here for upgoing the installment of all the electricity, and also started working here at a little bit of the entrance area, just testing some stuff. But I think that's the perfect idea to have another building here. And by the way, I want to change the color of that building's roof. There's going to be not a sand green roof later on in one of the future updates. I think more that we're going to use a kind of orange color, but that's something for the next episode. By the way, now you can see how that little alley is going to be here with that building in front of it. It's a little small alley. Now we can see how that little story here with Ahsoka and the Stormtrooper will end at the end. And I think that's a little nice nod for the whole story. Today's update and every upcoming video about my Lego mock project of Naboo is sponsored by N-Sabers, a cool company creating cool lightsabers with realistic visuals, realistic sounds, and as you can see here, even if I have really practiced my skills, you can see that you're getting a very nice and realistic looking lightsaber. Maybe you want to buy one for Christmas, you get 7% discount, so do some cool stuff with it. Next up, I started to work once again at the building here on the back side, on the right side. I added some lights. I started working here on the lower front, added lots of parts, of course, in 10. Some lights here just to have some very nice view, and also going to add some parts here because I do not want to have interiors in that mock. So all of the windows will be closed, if you want to call it like that. And I think it's more important to have how the whole streets and stuff like that look in that mock and the buildings itself, and it's not so important to have the interiors, in my opinion. But this may be something I will change when I'm going to maybe expand that mock in a distant future, but that's something for, as I said, the distant future. By the way, we did a lot of stuff in today's update. We finished the building on the left side. We started to work once again on the buildings on the right side. And I have some ideas how to go on with all that stuff, and tested some stuff off the camera. By the way, we have now a very nice view here from that. Yeah, what it will be at the end. It's not the biggest mock, of course. It's just 96 by 96 studs. But I think at the end we will have about 30k to maybe 50k of parts here, including some minifigures, adding some storylining, adding, of course, light, which is, I think, very important, especially for a Star Wars mock. And yeah, we have that little story here with Ahsoka, and as you can see here, all the little details are coming together. The only part at the moment I don't really like is the floor here inside the streets, but I think that's something I'm going to change in the distant future. For now, I will just let it stay like that. And I also started to add a kind of frame around it in black. As you can see, I have a lot of these Technic parts here on. The frame has a positive aspect that I can remove it if I want to expand the project in a distant future and add some more models maybe. I'm not sure at the moment if I want to do that, but just some final views here from the street level here up, and I think you might see how everything will look out at the end of that mock project series. Of course, I already finished that mock project on the German channel, but I really want to show you how everything went on the English channel too. And yeah, that's it for today. More updates coming soon, and stay tuned for future updates and just now some final views here from the night mode. And yeah, I really like the look of these warm colors combined with these Imperial forces. I think it's a very interesting combination, and that's something you never saw in the movies. It was a little bit shown in the comics from Star Wars, but I really think that is a very interesting storyline, the Imperial occupation here on Naboo. And yeah, that's it for today. Stay tuned for future updates.